What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and this is my very first time making a Marincess combo video. I actually never knew about this deck, how crazy it could actually get before, but with the new Link 3 monster, the new spell card, literally everything, this deck is actually way more terrifying than it used to be. So before we get into this combo video, make sure you like and subscribe, really important. I'm gonna keep making videos like these as long as you guys are showing your love, and let's jump right into these combos. I actually have, I think, 5 or 6 combos to show you, and I'm always going to be assuming that I get very, very unlucky with the Blue Tang Excavate, and also the, I forgot the name of the other card, the card that mills, so I'm never relying on luck for any of these combos. So let's jump right into the first one. Blue Tang is single-handedly a pretty interesting one-card combo. So you're going to be foolishing for that Seahorse, very similar to Salamangreat, the concept. This is almost like a Veilings in a way, but not really. So you get to recycle back one of your monsters from your grave, and then you also Excavate 3. If you have a Marincess card, you get to add it to your hand, otherwise shuffle the rest into the deck. But of course, like I said, I don't want to rely on luck, so this is the worst case scenario. Now you're going to be recycling back the Seahorse, which is almost like a Salamangreat Spinny in a way, but only from the hand. So in other words, it's more similar to like, I forgot the name, a Sea Archiver. Yeah, also level 3 Water Cybers, interesting. Alright, now we're making the Salamangreat Veilings, or whatever you want to call it, even though it doesn't really have that great effect. So if it's Link Summon, you can add one Marincess spell from your deck to your hand. This used to be kind of irrelevant because the Marincess spells weren't too great, so you only really had the field spell, but now you actually get to search for a pretty interesting card, but in this situation we're still going to search for the field spell because the other card that we could technically search doesn't really achieve that much in this situation. Anyways, now we're going to make Anemone, which is hands down the most popular Marincess card because even Paleozoic played it on the release. And basically this is a monster born for water monsters in general, so it could even revive back Swap Frog for that matter. But we're just going to revive back that Blue Tang, and then activate the field spell, make the Coral Triangle, which is a brand new Link 3 monster. You can send one water monster from your hand to the grave, add one Marincess trap from your deck to your hand. And also the graveyard effect is huge. While it's in the graveyard, you can banish it from it if only your opponent controls a monster, so Cyber Dragon Claws, and revive back any amount of water link monsters from your grave whose total link ratings equal 3, and you can only use each effect once per turn, and you can only summon water monsters the turn you use, I believe, either of these effects, but that's completely fine because we're only playing water monsters anyways. So yeah, Coral Anemone is going to recycle back a Marincess card as well, and this is actually nasty. You're going to be equipping back 3 monsters, so this originally 1500 attack monster is jumping all the way to 35. Absolutely gigantic, but now we're going to be sending it right away in order to search for that trap card, which is basically kind of like an imperm in a way. Can be used from the hand if you control a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster, and also if you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monsters. All face-up monsters you currently control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects, and of course the first effect is if you control a Marincess Link monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate that face-up monster's effect until the end of the turn. So it's pretty huge because we negate a card, a monster our opponent controls, we get to make our monster unaffected by card effects, and also on top of that we can use it from the hand, so even if our opponent has something like a Harpy's Feather Duster, we don't have to be afraid of anything because this card just sits in the hand. So it's kind of like Paleozoic Opabinia, which allows you to use all your Paleozoic traps from your hand. So that's it for combo number 1. Pretty good with just one card getting unlucky, but again, you know me, I always keep the best for last, so let's get right into combo number 2. Alright, combo number 2, and now it actually gets exponentially better. So Pascalis and Blue Tang is pretty big. So you're going to go normal summon and then special summon the Blue Tang from the hand. Of course, this is actually insane. It gets this effect from on normal or special summon, and we're going to be foolishing for that Spring Girl, which is the level 4 extender, and the Blue Slug is going to recycle back that Spring Girl. The Blue Tang is of course again going to be whiffing every single time. Like I said, I just want to remind people that I'm not relying on luck. So anyways, we're going to be linking off for the Sea Angel, which allows us to of course search for that Marincess spell card from our deck to our hand, and of course foolish cards equal to the amount of Marincess monsters we control, again getting very, very unlucky because in theory you could actually foolish for a pretty good card here. So the combo could have been better, but I don't want to rely on that. Anyways, we're going to be searching for that other card that this card can search, so it's kind of like better than Salamangreat Veilings in a way because it doesn't just search the field spell, it's just a Link 1. So literally every single Marincess monster monster that is level 4 or lower can turn into this card or that card. And this is what I love so much about the card, the Marincess cards, is that there's a lot of recursion in a way, and a lot of utility as well. But this card is pretty much a monster reborn for a non-link Marincess in your grave, or if you control the Battle Ocean, which is the field spell, you can actually summon a Marincess directly from your deck without negating its effect. So it's actually really gigantic. But yeah, we're going to make Anemone, and then revive back the Spring Girl, and then make Bahamut Shark detach so we can summon Toad. So now Nibiru doesn't really kind of scare us, but even then, the Anemone would actually float to recycle back a Marincess from your grave to your hand. But yeah, now we go for the dive, recycle back the Pascalis. I don't really know their names, to be honest. Anyways, we're going to make Coral Triangle. The Anemone is going to be recycling back a Marincess card from her graveyard to her hand. And then we're going to be discarding it in order to search for that Marincess trap card. And then we can actually link into this card. So the Great Bubble Reef, which has a pretty relevant effect. It reminds me a little bit of Deco Talker Heat Soul in a way. You're going to understand why. So on our opponent's turn, this is technically during each standby phase, so this card has a lot of residual card advantage. You can banish a water from your field or graveyard to draw one card. So getting that extra draw one every single turn is pretty nice because you could be drawing another wave or you could be drawing hand traps. So pretty nice if you ask me. And of course we have our Toad, we still have our Wave, so 2-card combo makes 2 interruptions. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's get into the next combo. Alright, this is where it gets kind of interesting. So Soft Frog plus Seahorse plus Blue Tang, pretty huge. You're not gonna believe it. So Soft Frog is going to be discarding that Seahorse in order to search Foolish for that Ronin Toadin, and then we're going to be Foolishing for the Spring Girl with a Blue Tang. Blue Tang, by the way, is the best Marincess monster in the whole deck by far. And we're going to make Blue Slug, recycle back the Seahorse, and of course whiff with our Excavate every single time. We're really unlucky. But yeah, recycle back the Seahorse. Anemone is going to revive back the Swamp Frog. This is why the synergy is broken, because with literally just one Swamp Frog, you can actually revive it back again with Anemone, Foolish again, every single time Swamp Frog is summoned, and we're going to be reviving back Ronin Toadin, make Toad the hard way instead of Bahamut Shark, and then summon back the Seahorse, make the Sea Angel, which is going to search for that Marincess spell card, and it's going to be the Monster Reborn again. This time we're not going to make Coral Triangle, we're going to make Marbled Rock, which allows us to recycle back a Marincess card from her graveyard to her hand. Pretty much the same effect as Coral Anemone when it's sent from the field to the graveyard. But I want to say Coral Anemone is definitely a better card because it's also a Monster Reborn. But yeah, we're going to be recycling back that card, so that Spring Girl, which we didn't actually summon yet. And now we're going to go Monster Reborn for that Blue Tang and special summon the Spring Girl, and you can already see where this is going. Bahamut Shark, detach your materials, summon Toad, and then link these two off for a Great Bubble Reef. And with just one extra card, we were able to do pretty much the same board, but with an extra Toad on top of that, and we draw another card. Pretty nice. And that Toad, since it was hard summoned with materials, it actually gets to summon the third Swap Frog from the deck. So instead of having to send itself, you can actually send the Swap Frog for a free negate, basically. And we get a lot of recursion, by the way, so much because the Toads are always recycling back the waters, and there is also the graveyard effect of Pascalis, which allows us to recycle back Marincess spells or traps from her graveyard to her hand, except during the turn it was sent to the graveyard. So again, that's it for this combo. Let's get into the next one. Alright, this combo is also pretty interesting because the opening hand doesn't look that great, huh? It's the field spell plus Seahorse and a level 5, which I'm not a big fan of because it's not level 4 lore, obviously, so you cannot make the Link 1 monsters. You can also, yeah, obviously make the Link 2s, whatever else, but you can't really make the Link 1, so it's not really a starter. You can also not normal summon it. Whatever, you're going to normal summon the Sea Slug, and then make, well, Seahorse, and then make Sea Slug, recycle back the Seahorse, and then special summon it, and then make the Sea Angel, search for the missing piece. So if we had either Battle Ocean or the Dive, it would be the exact same thing, just search the missing piece, and then make the Anemone, activate the Battle Ocean, activate Dive so we can special summon our Blue Tang, and of course Foolish for that Spring Girl every single time, revive back the Spring Girl, and then make Bahamut Shark detach so we can summon Toad. Again, you can already see where this is going. Now, this card has a pretty interesting effect in the hand. It looks like it's just an extender, but it reads, you can target one Marincess card you control, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, it gains this effect. The targeted card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So this will not be able to be destroyed by, like, your opponent's Phoenix or something, which is really, really cool. But yeah, now we are going to be making the Coral Triangle. Of course, Anemone is going to recycle back from our graveyard to her hand. The field spell can just equip now, but it doesn't really matter. We can do it at the end as well. And then we're going to be discarding to get that Marincess wave, the interruption, and now we are going to make this broken Link 4, which is actually a spell or trap negate. So it reads, your opponent monsters cannot attack other monsters while this card is in the extra monster zone, so already protects your Toad from being baited out. You can only use each of the following effects of Marincess Aqua Argonaut once per turn. You can target one water monster you control and one card your opponent controls, return them to the hand, and when a spell or trap card or effect is activated on the field during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can special summon one of your Marincess monster cards equipped to this card, and if you do, negate that activated effect. That's pretty nice, so we get to negate and revive back one of the Marincess Link monsters equipped to it. So again, so much pressure that you apply the speed of light, and this is a spell or trap negate, a monster negate, and an omni negate. Again, absolutely huge, but let's get into the next combo. Alright, this is the best combo by far. Now we have Battle Ocean, Swap Frog, Seahorse, and Maiden. Sorry, is that the name? Mandarin. Okay, shoutouts to everyone who speaks Chinese. So again, this is pretty similar to the hand we had last time. The Battle Ocean is very interchangeable with the Dive, and the Swap Frog, obviously, if you don't have it, then you just can't make the extra negate that I'm going to show you. But pretty much everything else is kind of easy to achieve, and you also play Silent Mining. The deck is very consistent. Again, deck profile coming up tomorrow, by the way. But yeah, anyways, you're going to be pitching the Mandarin to summon Swap Frog, which is going to be Foolishing for Ronin Totem, and then bounce it back, and then normal summon it, then send another Swap Frog, banish for the Ronin Totem. You're not going to make Toad, you're going to make Coral Anemone, so you can revive back the Swap Frog, and then Foolish another Swap Frog number 2, and then banish it again in order to summon that Ronin Totem. Now we get to make Toad, so Swap Frog is actually pretty good on its own thanks to Coral Anemone kind of abusing it as much as possible, and now we had a properly truly summoned Toad, and now we get to special summon the Seahorse because our Swap Frog unironically summoned a Marincess monster, so we kind of have a zone now. And yeah, we're going to make that Sea Angel, which is going to search the other card that we didn't have. So by activating Battle Ocean first and then Dive, we get to, instead of reviving back from the grave, special summon Blue Tang from the deck instead. So we always have access to Blue Tang in a way. Kind of similar how Mirage Stallion gets you to your Gazelle, even if you don't necessarily hard draw it. Which is really interesting. This deck really reminds me of Salamangreat in a way. And we're going to be Foolishing for that Spring Girl, and then revive back the Mandarin from the graveyard by targeting the Sea Angel and summoning it to a zone it points to, but it gets banished when it leaves the field, and it's only a level 1, so it's just a 1-of, honestly, it's not that great. But yeah, anyways, Blue Slug, recycle back the Spring Girl, and then make the Coral Triangle. Anemone is going to recycle back a Marincess card from her graveyard to her hand, equip back everything, and use the effect of Coral Triangle, send one to search the Marincess wave, so we have our interruption here. The Blue Tank could have technically gotten another Marincess Wave Excavate if we used as a link material, but that's not where we're trying to go for. And now we're going to link pretty much the 2 link monsters in order to make our Aqua Argonaut, which is the Spell and Trap Negate. And again, Battle Ocean is now once per turn, so just equip everything back. And now banish a water from her grave, summon the Spring Girl, well, banish a Marincess monster from her grave. So it's very similar to Aqua Spirit, but it's a Marincess, so it's a bit better. And now we're going to make Bahamut Shark, detach 1, so we can make a Toad, and that's, again, absolutely huge. Even if we go like Toad Negate using itself, it goes back to the extra deck, and then next turn Bahamut Shark summon Toad again. We have a Spell or Trap Negate, 2 Omni Negates, a Monster Negate, a lot of Recursion, and the Link 3 monster, Coral Triangle, again. Next turn, even if our opponent clears our entire board, we can banish it, revive back freaking 3 monsters from our graveyard, and keep playing from there. So this deck is absolutely insane. I can't wait to see if Konami is actually going to give it more support, but I think with the current wave of support we already have, this deck is already going into the very right direction. So that's pretty much it for this combo video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.